I am a huge movie buff. I'm at college to learn how to make movies, want to be a filmmaker, and be in Hollywood and all that. So I love movies. So I decided to write a spoken word about movies talking to people. About the movie, what it's going to be the movie of your life when you die, when you're before God and all that. And what have you done with your life? So yeah, so it's called A Word from the Movies. This is a warning. This is a spoiler warning to the movie that you will watch at the end of your life. When you are standing before your Maker and watching every scene that you call life play out before your very eyes, you would have having faith the size of a mustard seed, but here I surely tell you that if a man or woman has wisdom the size of a mustard seed, they would heed these spoilers. A word from the movies I need to convey. You thinking of for the rubbish when this time they actually have something to say. And when the glam of Hollywood has ended its stay, they hope to reach you in a subtle yet moving way. Because we are the posterity of 20th century foxes hiding in a hole avoiding the paramount problem at hand. That's not only an individual one, but a universal one as well. Wishing our dream to work, but if our dream works, we are only left to marvel in ourselves, believing to be more legendary than what we actually are. Call it our Shawshank Redemption as we dive into the good and the bad and the ugly of our lives. We wish someone could come, reach down and touch our hearts. Yet, what we don't realize is that first touch is the touch of evil, turning our souls into hearts of darkness, wanting us to give everything up and die hard. You see, in these modern times, stranger things are happening. Men are no longer warriors, instead trading their swords for pen and their values for political trends, and where women are trading love for power because after all, diamonds are a girl's best friend. Caught in an endless lust for a ring, falling into a desire that sinks, hypnotized by that touch of mink, and yet you're trying to purify the way you think, but my Lord, does she look pretty in pink. Call it a fatal attraction, but ever since our inception, there's been a wars among the stars to gain our attention, as we humans truly believe that it is our basic instinct to enact upon our own evil will. But there is a great war of the worlds, and where the enemy is trying to silence the lamb. A real war between beauty and the beast, like the Hunger Games of Pan, wishing our spirits away, eating us from the inside out. Like a monster that has been incorporated into our being, we are ashamed of ourselves and what we have become. Torn apart from the inside out, our sin sends us on a downward spin until finally we hit a tree, ending our tragic ride. Something similar to how Paul Walker died. But our movie doesn't need to end there. But the ending of our film is more hopeful than teared. It's not a culmination of everything you feel, but there's nothing left for you to say, and it brings you to tears. Because the paramount problem at hand has a solution, but you thinking that you're not worth it isn't part of the third act resolution. You aren't following what the script says. The line is, I am worth it all and nothing less. But there's something that doesn't seem to register within your head. Are you facing the problem, or are you running? Like Forrest Gump running away from the paramount problem, but even this man who had an IQ of 75 knew that by running away, you will never again feel alive. So stupid is as stupid does, but like Rocky Balboa, let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshines and rainbows, because it doesn't matter how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward, how much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. And I surely tell you that your life will soar to the sun, like a chariot of fire blazing those saddles where nothing comes undone. When we stand in victory and we cry out with our brave hearts, freedom. When we can live in God's eternal kingdom, but when we end up a failure, we say, why even bother? But like Darth Vader to Luke, he looks down to us and says, I am your father. And I tell you now that there's no way to lose, because he'll make you an offer that you can't refuse. But until that fateful day, there's going to be trials life will bring, until the return of the king coming for his bride to finally give us that one matrimonial ring to rule them all. So when your time comes and you're standing before your Maker, what will the script of your life say about you? Did you run? Did you hide? Were you torn apart from the inside? Because when it comes down to it with Jesus, you never felt more alive. Until you phone home, what will be shown for your life? Did you live it in love, or did you live it in strife? All that fear you had inside, let heaven forbid, but to answer your calling, take a lesson from Casablanca, because he's looking at you, kid. Thank you.
Always on the outside looking in, only ever wanting to be on the inside looking out. Isolation, his best friend by mandate. You don't realize it, but when you find out that this brown boy can't speak Spanish, that look of disappointment in your eye is toxic to my soul. But I'm not going to talk about race. No, I'm going to talk about something else. It's time to turn on the light and execute.